Hi, good morning, everybody. This is Andrew Lowsutea, President. Wow, so good to see you folks again. First of all, I want to wish everybody a very healthy new year of the year of the snake. And also, I want to wish everybody happiness with great health. You will be enjoying life throughout the year. And so that will be wonderful for everybody. Well, today we're going to start a webinar on something that maybe some people don't even know that is really a certain association. Well, let me tell you what I experienced with many of my clients who are typical pre-diabetic and diabetes. Many of them actually do complain an issue of migraine headaches. And some of the headache even becomes so bad, they cannot go to work. There's a throbbing headaches. I cannot see the lights and it's really painful. And the whole day they lie in bed because they can't take it. And so I want to make sure that you guys realize that might be potentially this can be associated with your pre-diabetic or diabetes and give you some of the idea why the occurrence and net result you can do something about it. So with that, that may be good for you and we have some prevention tip. And some of the clients which follow my tips actually did help them to decrease the frequency or the occurrence of the migraine headache. And net result, they become much better and also can able to function without getting all these pain, lying beds, can't do anything, throbbing headache, the whole day I wasted, cannot work. Man, that's terrible. I don't want you to go through that kind of experience. And that can occur to you if you just, didn't know what to do and just end up with the really suffering for the whole day. So I will now start my webinar. And so from there, we'll go see whether you have any further question. So I'll start webinar now. Okay, so good. So today's topic is very simple. It's just what type 2 diabetic or even pre-diabetic, how it related to migraine headache, and what do you know, and how do you do the prevention? That's today's topics. And that will be actually really good to let everybody know, wow, if I am pre-diabetic, diabetic, actually there's potentially you have migraine headaches, which are associated with the diabetes, and how do you actually prevent it, how to manage it, and the key is prevention. If you actually follow the tip prevention, the chance of that migraine headache occurrence will be much lower. And how can Lowsutea help you do that? Okay, so today's webinar, what we're gonna do. Now, I saw a lot of names here today, which I'm familiarized with them. They probably come from different places of the United States or also from potentially from South Asia. So what I would do is I'm go through the 4 stage of diabetes, so at least everybody kind of catch up, understand how you go for four stage to go to actual full diabetic. Well, first of all, everybody who usually start off LDL cholesterol, which is a bad cholesterol to start off and start going up. When LDL cholesterol go up, will damage the B cell coming out from the pancreas. The B cells will take sugar to the cells. And once that damaged, the B cell doesn't work, the more B cell coming out. So eventually, more and more B cell doesn't work, then your blood sugar continue to increase in the blood vessel circulating with the bad cholesterol. Then the blood become very thick and it start forming plaques everywhere. Now that's where the issue gonna start because very quickly you're going to move down to stage 2 because all these plaque is going to start forming blockage throughout the whole body. Now this plaque, once it form, eventually continue to form, it cannot be removed. It just can decrease or delay the plaque forms. So it really can be a real issue if you actually have plaques form for 10, 15 years, then you have all kind of problems. That's why diabetes can be a whole systemic problem. It will affect your brain, your heart, your kidney, everything. So you don't want to form plaques on your vessels, okay? So with that, your sugar cholesterol continue goes up, it form plaques, and then and your complication go on. The first sign you're gonna see is higher blood pressure. Now, not a lot of people will start seeing the blood pressure going up to 120, 130, eventually over 130, 140, and up to 160. Matter of fact, a couple of days ago, I saw a very nice looking lady, maybe 40 years old. I was surprised, her blood pressure was go up to like 160, 170. And she said, "Wow, yeah, I don't know why. It just sort of kind of pops up." But she just started realizing. And she started getting to the pre-diabetic stage already. So net result of that, the blood pressure definitely will be, besides your LDL, the first LDL cholesterol goes up. The second indication is your blood pressure will go up. Now, today's standard is no longer moved to 130 anymore. Today's standard, doctor want to drive it down to 120 so you can decrease all the heart attack, the stroke, and all the bad stuff about to your health. So they want to, if you know your blood pressure is over 120, they will start managing it. They want to manage it, don't have to go up to 130 or 140. So many diabetes actually they're already on 140, and it can creep up really quick, by the way. It might be a lot of people say, well, how do it work? Well, anyway, really at the end of the day, it's very simple. It can be suddenly all along my blood pressure has been well at 120 and suddenly become 130 and suddenly become 140. It really becomes like your diet, your weight, and so forth. Now, if you really can manage your weight, your blood pressure definitely can come down. And your cholesterol, and you manage diet, your cholesterol definitely will come down. So this is the kind of things you gotta do. Now, if you don't do anything, because the sad part is you really have no sign and symptom of your blood pressure is going up, your cholesterol is LDL cholesterol going up, you have no sign symptom, no pain, nothing. And you'll be doing the same lifestyle, no change. Very quickly, you'll move down to stage 3, which is a pre-diabetic stage. Now, how people know about your pre-diabetic? Every doctor in the whole world measure the same thing. What they measure is everybody have a hemoglobin blood cells. They measure the percentage of hemoglobin attached to that blood cells. So, for example, uh, if you percentage sugar attached to the blood cell. For example, you take the blood sugar and they call HbA1c, and your result came back as 5.7. So you are right on the normal range. But you are 5.7 to 6.4. Now you become pre-diabetic. And the doctor will be very concerned. They say, hey, you are getting to pre-diabetic, you change your lifestyle. And unfortunately, because you're not diabetic yet, so most likely they're not going to give you any medication. You got to change lifestyle. What that means is you got to do exercise, you got to change your diet, low carb, low fat, you got to lose your weight. And so a lot of people don't realize why do you do that. So they probably, many of them, just never do anything, just continue the same lifestyle. Now your HbA1c will continue to go up and up and up. Eventually move to 6.4. Once over 6.4, you are now called a diabetic. You move to stage 4, a diabetes. Now, the times of doing that, mostly 2 to 3 years, you're able to switch. But once you switch it to diabetes, you cannot switch back. The record will continue to call you a diabetes. So A1C is one of the key indicators here to measure are you a diabetes or not diabetic. Now, one thing, good thing, we have one item can help you because we have Lowsutea, which is not a medication, it's a food, can help you to drive your A1C down to normal range 5.7. We have a lot of customers are using Lowsutea, actually saw the result, driven the A1C from 6.4 or even higher up to even 10, drive it down 6.4, and then we're 6, and eventually got down to 5.7. So that is your target. You need to know where your target and continue to monitor to change that to 5.7. So this is the 4th stage of diabetes. I hope that every time when I talk about a lecture, I will go through that to make sure that you understand that, and that is important because this is something that whole world is measured A1C. Now, I talk about Lowsutea. Why Lowsutea work? Lowsutea has only 2 things. It's a food. It's not a drug. It is a food that has 2 things in there. It's called guava leaf bits, which delay the absorption of sugar into the blood vessel, the large gut vessels. And then the bitter melon, which increase the insulin sensitivity, so you get back the sugar into the cells. The good thing is about bitter melon, the excess sugar and also cholesterol and salt will be dumped off in the urine. They do not reabsorb. And that's the reason why you drink, 1 liter, 2 liters of tea a day to enough fluid to help you dump off the sugar, dump off the cholesterol, dump off the salt. When the salt go down, your blood pressure will coming down. So this is able to lower your definite, 3 high. And that's why Lowsutea work. I have thousands of people using that now. They say, wow, this thing is really good. It really helped me to lower my 3 high blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. Now, besides drinking tea, we're not here just to ask you to drink tea, because we have a program teach you how to do low carb diet, low fat diet, and we have 330 more lectures in the webinar in YouTube. You can able to pick and choose what you want to view on your free time, and you can understand what to do. And we have an exercise program which asks you to do 8 to 10,000 steps a day. And picture is very simple. You can walk shopping mall, just walk a little faster so they can get your heart, get a little more exercise. And then your weight control, decrease your BMI from maybe 30 up to down to 23. If you lower your weight, definitely you lower your blood pressure, lower blood sugar, and then decrease the chances for you to get heart attack and so forth. Now, certainly, we'll also teach you how to measure blood and track it. So many of our clients, actually, the A1C is more than 10+%. They actually come down to about 5.7, or they start stay near by about 6%. So they will go back and forth, but it's still below your pre-diabetic stage. That is important. And we will teach you all the things that you look at. Now, certainly a lot of people say, gee, why I want to do all this? The thing is so important is your motivation, because if you know what to do, you know what is the threat in the front, so you know what need to do to watch yourself. So net result, you become healthier and become a little better without the risk of getting severe medical complication. So let's talk about what is type 2 diabetes. Now, type 2 diabetes is very simple. You have fasting blood sugar, you didn't eat for about 12 hours, and you measure your blood sugar. If the United States, it will be 130 milligram per deal. In Hong Kong, it was 7.2 millimole per liter. So you measure after 8 hours of nothing, eating anything. Sometime Hong Kong, they go 12 hours, but in the United States, 8 hours. I think both are okay. Now, also, if you, after your meal, your blood sugar will go up. Definitely. Anytime you eat, your blood sugar will go up. And your blood sugar at that time, you pick your fingers, you will have at least no higher than 180 milligram per deal or 10 millimole per liter measured after 2 hours ate. Now, if you're above that, that's when you are actually on type 2 diabetes. A lot of people who are pre-diabetic, they usually run around 180, 10, around there after 2 hours. So now you are actually starting to pre-diabetic. So you got really, really work on that. Now, certainly you have several things. So you need to do is you have so-called hyperglycemic, meaning the blood sugar is high. You are not a diabetic yet. We're not diabetes, and net result, you basically you're not diabetics, and you basically your high blood sugar is going up and up and up. Now, with that, you have some other medical issue, could be potential. You have ovarian syndrome, Cushing syndrome, all that are potential driver for your potential higher blood sugar. So net result, I think you need to think about, well, if I have high blood sugar, might not necessarily just you are high blood sugar, you are really become a diabetic. It could be other syndrome, could be ovarian syndrome that cause you to have higher blood sugar. So you need to check with the doctor and find out where you're at. But lots of people, I would say 95% of diabetic patients are type 2 diabetes, and that's the symptom that we'll talk about. Now, we talk about A1C. Remember just now we say A1C, what's that? It's average glucose level. Usually doctor will measure every 3 months for you. Now, that is important because what happened is when you have the A1C is become higher. If you are in normal range, it's only 5.7. So everybody, if you are less than 5%, now we keep in mind, we measure the amount of sugar, percent amount of sugar attached to each hemoglobin cells. Okay, if you have 5.7% attachment or less, you're a normal person. And if you average daily, you take a blood sugar finger pick, and you have 170 milligram per dil or 6.5 millimole per liter, then less than that, so you're still in normal range. If you are pre-diabetic, usually 117 to 137 milligram per dil or 6.5 to 7.6. Your A1C will be 5.7, 6.4. Now, don't forget, this is a 3-month average. It's very accurate. You cannot say, well, last night I ate, cakes. And no, that will not affect because they will measure a 3 months average of your blood sugar. So fairly accurate to decide 5.7 to 6.4% of your A1C. And if you are really between this number, you are still a pre-diabetic, but you're over, then you become a diabetes. And that is what the doctor will always check. And you pick your finger, your finger will be 137 milligram per dil or 7.6 millimole per liter. Then that means that you are definitely become a diabetic. Now, as time goes on, get higher and higher. You want to take a picture, feel free to take a picture of that because you want to make sure that if you are A1C is 8.5, most likely your blood sugar is in tens and above, okay, or 197 millimole. And that's bad because that means you are continue to plugging vessels, and that's something that you don't want to be there. So how bad is actually type 2 diabetes? According to WTO, World Health Organization, 422 million people globally are type 2 diabetic. Now, this figure between 130, 140 million, a lot of numbers are being bounced around, but it's a big number, 400 something million. And pre-diabetic has 1.5 billion with a B, are pre-diabetic. That's even more scary. And 95% of these people are type 2 diabetic. Now, the cause of death, a lot of people die of diabetes, is about 1.5 million people. That's pretty bad. And a lot of people are older age suddenly, and 460, almost 500,000 people have kidney disease, die with that, caused by diabetes. Because what happened is, later on we'll talk about a little more, when you're diabetic, remember, the vessels are keep plugging, it will damage your kidney, and your kidney is damaged, you can excrete your poison. That result, you are really with dialysis. Wow, lifestyle is tremendously affected. You don't want to go in this definitely you don't want to go into this lifestyle, because I was one of the person who do a lot of dialysis, helping Asia Pacific to launch CAPD, which is a dialysis therapy, help people to do dialysis. Plus, we do also hemo and all that. Wow, you don't want to do that. That's the bad lifestyle, and you have to go to the hospital every 3 weeks. Wow, it's not quality of life. Now, also you have a major stroke of blindness, stroke, heart attack. A lot of people don't associate diabetes can cause heart attack, and net result, you actually, because of blood vessels are kind of clogged throughout the body, plus your coronary artery. And if one artery clogged up, you're not nearby the hospital, your heart stop. Oh boy, then you die basically. So this is like, engine no longer work anymore. So you don't want to be there. And also you have, actually 3% of diabetic mortality rate is about 3% is high. And cardiovascular death is 20%. So high blood sugar can affect a lot of, really a death, which can preventable. Like, for example, heart attack, for example, stroke, for example, if you can keep your 3 high lower. So that's what we're trying to do, educate everybody, make sure everybody start follow through. And I want you guys to live long time, healthy, limited all these complications. Now, what is the early sign of type 2 diabetes? Now, a lot of people don't even realize that when they start seeing the hospital, to go to the doctor and say, wow, how come my blood pressure is so high? Well, how about LDL cholesterol is so high? And then next thing they come and say, how come my skin is so dry? Now, this is a very good first indication is the skin get dry. And then, your leg get dry, you get itchy, and, you start getting increased thirst. It seems like you drink a lot of water, it didn't work. Now, worse that your vision become blurred. Oh, that's bad because, imagine I'm an engineer, the vision is getting blurry. He said, Andrew, I'm getting old. Maybe I need glasses. I said, well, I don't know. Maybe your blood sugar is high. Maybe we should check it. One of his eye has actually with all the blood sugar and cholesterol, it really make the whole eye get worse and worse and worse. It's like getting blurred. And the doctor was able to save one of his eye, the second eye cannot save. So imagine 40 something years old, live the whole life down the road, where he will, still have to work as an engineer and work with one eye is very tiring. You work one eye all the time. And so it really not giving him a lot of so-called really good quality of life. And he get tired all the time. And on top of that, they got tingling feeling in the feet and hand, especially feet first and then hand afterward. They also have yeast infection, itchy, especially lady has like yeast infection. And even you eat something, you're very hungry very fast. Numbness is very, very common. The legs start getting numb. And a lot of people will didn't realize until they go to see a doctor. They use a little twig to test your leg and see whether you're feeling good feeling. Plus, you have also frequent urination, and worse that is the sore start not healing. Where you have a sore on the heel or toe area, whatever, it doesn't heal. It just continue to have the sore, slow heal. Now, if that doesn't heal, eventually you get gangrene. Gangrene, you have to cut down your foot, and wow, that would be terrible. So the diabetic complication come by is really a lot as a whole body thing. It's not like one area. You can have a risk of stroke because the sugar block up all the vessels in the brain, and there's one area that it doesn't go through. You know what? You got stroke, and you don't want to do that because you eventually lost consciousness. Memory loss is a big thing. I'm sure you have many relatives keep asking you the same question over and over again. And unfortunately, you can't blame him because his sugars get plucked up. He can't reach to the brain, back of the brain to tell him, hey, I got to remember this. So a lot of the short memories are gone. One of basically, my mother-in-law is a severe diabetic. And, the children are so upset. Mom, you asked me about 10, 15 times the same question. Well, you can't blame her because she really do not remember. So the people understand. So I start educating the family and say, you can't blame mom because she just cannot remember. So these memory loss are so common for type 2 diabetic. Now you have cataract or glaucoma, so again, your blurred vision is frequent. Also, your pancreas doesn't work anymore, so you get insulin injection. The bad thing is you're stuck the vessel. Remember, it's plugging. It plug your heart, and when that happens, well, bad stuff will occur. You know why? Once your heart stops, your whole body stops, and you don't want to see yourself suddenly get a heart attack because of the diabetes. And that's something that you can prevent if you start early. Control diet, sugar, and your 3 high. Chances of heart attack are much slower. And certainly, blood pressure is going up. And remember, when your plaque goes up, blocking on the whole body, your blood pressure start moving up, and it start damaging the vessels. And eventually, with high blood pressure, might give up stroke, and then also damage blood pressure, blood vessel become all hardened. Nerve damage, a lot of people don't associate. Now, nerve damage is really kind of bad because you can't feel anymore, especially lower extremity. Some of them can even have sacs because of the fact that, you have no feeling, because of nerve damage. 30% of the diabetes have, basically have no sex because it's sexual dysfunction because they can't feel. So you also have potential amputation because the sore doesn't heal, it becomes gangrene, you have to cut your foot. A lot of diabetics, 70% of the diabetic patient, many of them have diabetic nephropathy, meaning that the kidneys start affected. So you need to either get worse, well controlled, then you're going to end up to go to have hemodialysis or CAPD. So all that will be bad. Now, if you are pregnant, your pregnancy started with diabetes, eventually it might catch up with you. So really, at the end of the day, if you have gestation diabetic, you got to watch, because meaning that from that on, all the way 5, 6, 10 years, you have a good chance to convert to be a diabetes. So all that are the diabetic complication, type 2 diabetic complication, which you need to watch. I hope that you can able to watch, and that result, you are not able to fall into this trap. So now let's talk about a little bit, what is migraine headache, okay? Now, migraine headache is a very bad headache, usually caused by a throbbing pain on one side of the head, and maybe it's so bad that you lead you to feel nausea, you want to vomit. And a lot of people just felt, wow, it's so bad, I can't open my eye. It's very sensitive to light and sound. And migraine attack at least several hours or within a couple of days. So you basically, a lot of people say, I want bed rest, I can't do any work. So it really disrupts the entire day activity, and you can't work. You basically, you want to cook, you will not want to cook, right? So that's bad. And some even experience of a lot of really bad auris issue during the experience. What that means is that flashlight, and blind spot, tingling on one side of the face, arm of the leg. Some even have difficult speaking, weakness or numbness on one side of the face or the body, and losing some vision. Now that's very severe. Now also there's some without just no warning sign, migraine attack just about to start. So these are signs that is truly a migraine headache. It's not a simple headache, because you are big time headaches, okay? Now, migraine headaches also triggered by what? Now, very lot of people don't realize, if you are really stressed, especially at work. A lot of clients call me and say, I was so stressed at work, and now it's like migraine headaches. And so you really have to work on your stress. Without stress, your migraine headache chance of occurrence are much more lower. Or you don't sleep well. If your irregular sleeping schedule, like some night shift, day shift, these people tend to have a little more. Or during menstruation time, change of hormone, change of weather, you have a lot of caffeine, a lot of alcohol, or your MSG, food that has some of these MSG inside of food, chocolate, dairy product, whatever that product that make the thing taste better, they tend to have that issue also. You do a lot of work in computer the whole day long. You're looking at a computer, and basically you tire your eyes. That can be also the same issue, create migraine headache. You don't drink enough water. Hydration is bad. So that's the reason why we have Lowsutea. We'll give you at least each day have 2 liters of water you can drink. So get rid of your sugar, cholesterol, and salt. And also, a loud noise, odor, that kind of stuff that tend to ignite your migraine headache. So a lot of this potential issues there, you can able to eliminate many of them, especially stress, caffeine, alcohol, MSG, the food intake. So all that can be eliminate that. You have a lower chance of basically uh, uh, you know lower chance you have on um, migraine headache. Okay, so really at the end of the day, what is the link of diabetes and migraine headache then? What is the linkage? Now, first of all, if you're obese, that also a very good chance of obesity will have, because when you're obese, the chances for you to be a diabetes is high. So net result, that is one of the big risk factor you might have, migraine headache. Now, I have a lot of client who comes in we talk and so forth, understand the situation. I noticed quite a few of them are quite obese, and many of them actually did also say, hey, I have migraine headaches. when I have the headache is so bad, I could not work. And they like 2 days doesn't work. So boss become upset to them and da, da, da. Wow. Hey, so I said if we can able to help you with some of these stuff, which we'll discuss later on, you would definitely have a good, way of actually and do better life, no pain. And so in that result, they're very happy. Now, also chronic inflammation. A lot of people have chronic inflammation. It could be arthritis, whatever. That also can kind of ignite that uh, 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 migraine headache. Stress is a major one. People get really high pressure, high blood pressure also. Now, a lot of people also don't realize if you have sleep apnea or poor sleeping habit, like they sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning and wake up at 5, 6 o'clock. You have 4 hours sleep or 5 hours sleep. That also can change, can be increase your potential migraine headache, and also change in hormonal levels like menstruation time. So that's another good potential risk. So there's a lot of risk which you need to check it out and see what it is. But field of the risk definitely is weight control, for example, stress. If you decrease some of those, definitely will help. Now, the suggestion on people with higher chance of incidence of migraine headache is really why type 2 diabetic will actually have that association of high incidence of the migraine headache. Now, the sad part is if you are diabetes, your blood sugar are not that stable. You fluctuate up and down all the time. So you have hyperglycemia, which is high blood sugar, or hypoglycemia, drop blood sugar. So with that, the two items are very frequently trigger your migraine headache. Because what it does is both items, high sugar, low sugar, it disrupts the brain function. And then with that, it causes headaches. Okay. Another one is also insulin resistance. When insulin resistant, it also affects your nerve systems, the whole nerve system. So insulin resistance may also affect the brain process of the pain signal, make migraine headache to be more intense. In other words, yeah, regular headache, never know person, the migraine headache is not as bad, or headache is not as bad. But if you are diabetes, because your insulin resistance, it actually intensify the brain to associate with this headache, so your brain become more painful, and you feel wow, it's so bad. So you basically have more sensitivity of your headache. And also, a sad part is your blood sugar when it go up higher, and it can also trigger a lot of inflammation because the body start getting your blood sugar become higher and higher. So you create a stress to the body. So the body will respond, increasing blood vessel become, wow, we have all these sugar in here. So blood vessels start become inflamed and start getting dysfunction. So, or not functioning well. So net result, you're going to have common trigger of a migraine headache just because your blood sugar going up. Now, also, a lot of people, when your blood sugar go up, you have also caused a issue of dehydration, not enough water in the system to dilute the blood. So on top of that, you end up, because you don't have enough water in the body, that's also kick up your migraine headaches. And with the issue of high sugar, it disrupts your brain function, and the fluctuation, your blood sugar go up and down, it impact all the nerve transmission. So net result, it become more pain. You feel the pain become more severe. That's it. That's the reason why we use Lowsutea. Will get you to drink 2 liters of sugar, Lowsutea a day, to basically give you a lot of fluid to dilute your blood. Plus, it excrete. You need to have fluid to excrete your excess sugar out of the system, excess cholesterol out of the system, cholesterol salt excrete out of the system through urine. So net result, you can lower your 3 high. And that's all by design. So it's not like, make it just with that. So that's the reason why Lowsutea is really helpful to excrete all the items out, the bad items out, so you can be healthy. Now, when you're low blood sugar, it's called hypoglycemic. How does it affect that? So when you have low blood sugar, you don't have enough energy for the brain. So the brain would say, wow, I don't I love sugar now. So the whole brain function is become sleeping down. So net result, it trigger also a migraine headache. So high blood sugar, you have problem. Low blood sugar, also a problem. Now, on top of that, you have hormonal imbalance. Like, for example, you are at menstruation, you have a lot of stress. When you're stressed, you basically increase the adrenaline goes up. You gotta get your body go bang, 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 ready to fight. And net result of that, because your adrenaline goes up, you create a tremendous stress to the body. The body try to compensate, also lead you to have a headache because you are stressed to go to, make everything works. On top of that, when your low blood sugar also causes you have mood swing. You feel tired. I don't feel doing anything. You also feel dizzy, irritable. You feel fatigued. So net result, all that will also cause you have the migraine headache. So really, at the end of the day, you got to understand not only low blood sugar, but also high blood sugar. Two items can cause you all the migraine headache. So if that's the case, what do I do? Now, really, at the end of the day, you can able to kind of do action to make you have some prevention. Like, for example, you can do dietary approach, meaning that I can eat a much more balanced meal with high fiber, low cholesterol, basically low carb, healthy fat, and lean protein. So basically, net result, all that is basically helping to maintain a better blood sugar level. Now, you don't want to get a lot of food that is give you potential migraine headache, such as like sugary food, processed food, which can spike your blood sugar. Remember, high blood sugar can do it, low blood sugar can do it. The high blood sugar can definitely will cause you migraine. So you want to make sure that no processed food, and also make sure the sugar are low. Or caffeine, artificial sweetener, also can contribute headache because it causes insulin resistance. The worst that if you drink a lot of alcohol, like egg, cheese also, which can be contain migraine trigger compound that can be get you to get a migraine headache. And if you are not drinking enough, that's why I said drink Lowsutea important, because they give you 2 liters of Lowsutea per day to continue to give your blood to be, enough fluid to void all the sugars out. So you gotta stay hydrated. And dehydration definitely can cause your blood sugar level go up, and also it trigger your migraine headache. So dehydration can be one issue. Lowsutea, every drink 2 liters, that decrease your basically your potential occurrence of migraine headache. Now, also you need to have physical activities, like for example, how to increase your insulin sensitivity, like for example, walking, strength training, swimming. Walk is so important. 10,000 steps, speed walking a little bit, so you sweat a little bit. You can walk around the shopping mall, it's okay, because in Hong Kong it's very hot or very cold in Chicago. Walk in the shopping mall. So that way you have some relax your new fashion, relax yourself, get some exercise. So net result of that, you decrease your stress. You actually basically decrease your chances of migraine. Or do yoga, stretching exercise, meditation, deep breathing exercise. All that will help you to relax you, decrease you are so tense up, your nerve will be not tensing up, so you prevent migraine attack. All that you can able to do yourself without any payment, and you can do it at home any way you want to do. So Lowsutea definitely can help you lower blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure at 3 high. Plus, because remember we have 2 liters of Lowsutea, it diluted your blood. So blood sugar definitely go down, and also it avoid a lot, so get rid of bad sugars and your cholesterol and salt, lower your blood pressure. So you decrease your actual 3 high, your high bad cholesterol, and also blood pressure. Wow, that is really good. It's not a drug, it's only a food to help you decrease your 3 high. And you can drink it easily and always continue diluting your blood. And that's why a lot of people like Lowsutea. So in conclusion today, we know type 2 diabetes is a long-term condition which makes your body, bad if you don't control your blood sugar properly. Now, that's mean that you really have to try very best to lower your blood sugar, lower your cholesterol, lower blood pressure. The 3 high lower, the chances you get into type 2 diabetic, it'll become much lower. Now, we know what is a migraine headache, usually a strong headache, called throbbing pain. Even as bad as sometimes you feel nauseated, very sensitive to light and sound, and flashing light. Oh, terrible. Okay, so we can prevent that. And to prevent that is by avoiding eating really like processed food, no MSG, which can cause really bad headache. Stay active and make sure that you have exercise to help you to keep yourself moving, decrease the chance of migraine headache occur. Or even if there is, it's not that bad because you lower blood sugar already, your cholesterol, everything. Now, why people will connect diabetes and migraine are connected. The reason is because high blood sugar will affect it. The low blood sugar also affect and create risk of migraine headache. So really at the end of the day, we can eat healthy, move around, exercise, decrease your stress. So net result, your health is so much better because you lower blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure, and lower the chances of occurrence of migraine headache. So really, if you can able to continue to keep your blood sugar to be very steady with good balanced diet, drink a lot of water, at least 2 to 3 liters, 2 liters of Lowsutea, 1 liter of other fluid, and you can maybe help you to much better dilute your blood sugar continue to be low, then you really can able to lower the chance occurrence of migraine headache. Or even you have migraine, it will not be severe. So at the end of the day, you feel better, good health, and enjoy your life. Rather than, oh, I stay home, I cannot work. It's so painful. Yeah, I don't want to be that. I don't want you to be suffering. I want you to be happy throughout the life of the year. And I want to give you this idea. Always try to be happy, less stress, to be healthy, and enjoy quality life. Well, today is our lecture, and I hope that you can get a lot of understanding why why your diabetes or pre-diabetic can associate your migraine headaches. So hopefully with that, some of the tips can help you prevent that risk of migraine headache. If you have a question, write to me. My address is Andy, ANDY, at WAHFONG.com. Andy, ANDY, at WAHFONG.com. Andy at wafong.com. Secondly, you can send me a WhatsApp message. The number is 852-6792-8891. 852-6792-8891. I have a lot of clients to write to me and give me comments and say, wow, this is really helping them, or this is really good, and they want to get more knowledge. You can always write to me. I will respond to you within a couple of days, and they're very happy to do that. So if you forget about, some of the stuff, you can actually look for us at CTT dots. I mean, in our YouTube channel. So in the YouTube channel is at CTT's Lowsutea, CTT's Lowsutea, or just in Hawaii, just write down in YouTube is at Lowsutea USA, Lowsutea USA, LOWSUTEA USA. You can see all our lecture, and hopefully that will be good for your review to better understand. Okay, hope you guys have a great time, and thank you for joining us on our webinar on the BC weekend. I hope you'll be enjoying a good health lifestyle and continue to drive for this good lifestyle and decrease all the diabetic and also your pre-diabetic, diabetic and pre-diabetic complication, and be healthy. Enjoy your life. Take care. Be happy.